We got vision, we got mission, we got purpose, we got values, we got, oh my goodness, the mushy froth at the top of a strategy map these days is making me a bit kooky. Because when we have visions and missions and purposes that aren't useful, it's such a waste of space in our strategic planning process. So, what I see most of the time is either something that's so fluffy or catchy that it's more like a marketing tagline. It doesn't help you make any decisions differently than if you didn't have it at all. Or I see things where it becomes the vision statement or the mission statement becomes the place where you have to say everything that's important in the organization. So you're talking about the customer and you're talking about the employee and you're talking about the methods you use. And oh my goodness, everything but the kitchen sink is shoved into that statement. And again, it dilutes its meaning and its value. So let's just simplify. What do you need, first of all? And what do each of these things do? What purpose do they serve? And how do we get good ones for a change? So I only use three: purpose, vision, values. I don't think a mission, I never really understood the difference between a mission and a purpose and a vision. And at some point, it's all just a little too much. So, purpose. Purpose is simply the problems you solve for customers. What are the problems in the world that you exist as an organization to solve? Simple. But again, I see people trying to say, like, we are the best engineers who do this, or we, through our brilliance, I'm like, "Well, not necessary. Not necessary. Just tell me the problems you solve. I trust you to figure out what you need to solve it. Vision. A vision, well, it's just like it sounds. Close your eyes and imagine, what does the world look like if your organization is successful? Right? A world without homelessness, connected, resilient communities, children smiling. What does the world look like if you're successful? That's what your vision is supposed to be about. And what's interesting is often I hear in these conversations, I'll hear somebody raise their hand and say, but we totally aren't that. We don't do that. Well, that's why these things can be aspirational, especially the vision. Be bold, dream big, make it compelling. How will the world look if you're successful? And finally, the values. What the heck are values? Values are the principles you will not compromise in delivering your purpose or achieving your vision, because there are things where you say, even if it makes us go slower, even if we can't deliver this to certain customers, we are not willing to violate this sacred value. So when you have a really clear purpose, a really clear vision, a clear vision is so compelling. And when you have your values articulated, well, then you can make better decisions for the entire rest of the strategic planning process. Now, certainly the next step is to get to goals. And I have a whole video I'll link below to how to get strategic goals. And then you can figure out, what are the things we need to do differently? How do we look at the opportunities and threats in the environment differently, because we understand the problems we're solving in the world? All of this, a great purpose, a great vision, and great values, set you up for a really effective strategic planning process. So there's a whole playlist of how to conduct your own strategic planning process. You don't need to hire an expensive consultant. You don't even need a suit and tie. But all of these videos will take you through the steps. But I promise you, starting with a crystal clear purpose, vision, and values is going to make the whole rest of the process so much more effective.